Hello everyone! Thank you so much for all your questions and comments you've posted on our social media. As you know, once a month we are committed to post a video like this one on our YouTube channel to address your doubts and questions. So basically we don't want you to keep surfing around for an answer. So let's start with the first one. Will the expert ruling change in 2024? Are all EU resident citizens eligible? This is a very tough question, and I'm sharing this with you on November 22nd of 2023. As you know, all the drafts, all the whispers that you can see online are non-official, so I'm basing everything on what I think could happen in 2024, waiting for some official confirmation. More likely they will reduce the tax rate. It will be 50% off instead of the 70 or 90% off. And regarding the years that you will be committed to spend in Italy, it will go from 2 years to 5 years. But once again, it's all about what's coming next by the following week, by December 31st. So more likely, I can tell you that the benefit that you taking a look right now, the benefit that you know so far will not be the same, will be reduced in any terms. The following one is, how many deductions are allowed for rental income outside of Italy? Well, it really depends on the country that we're talking about. Rental income, generally speaking, is considered taxable in Italy on the gross basis. However, depending on the tax agreement in force that the country of origin and signed with Italy, there is a different way to estimate the tax basis. So for example, it could be the gross or it could be the net. And in case of the net, very often you can use the same account, the same number that you use in your foreign country. Let's say, for example, that you have a lot of expenses because you have utilities, you have condo fees, you have agency fees. You can deduct those against the gross basis, and then you put the net basis in the Italian tax return. Worst case ever, okay, let's say that the tax agreement is not on your side, you have to put the gross amount. More likely you can deduct all the personal income taxes paid in the foreign country on the rental income, just to avoid a dual taxation. And by the way, just because we're talking about foreign rental income, don't forget to pay the wealth tax, the 0.76% on the foreign real estate. Hi Paolo, hello. Do you have experience with Italy-UK tax rules? Well, I'm in the business since 2007, so I have a good feeling that I faced a couple of clients. We are planning to move from the UK and wondering what are the tax implications on a house. Well, in case of a property, more likely if you have a property that you just leave it there and you use it for your own purposes, you have to pay the wealth tax. But remember that depending, of course, of the agreement in force, in this case you can deduct all the property taxes already paid in the UK, so eventually we'll pay just the difference. ISA, which is a British tax-free saving account. Sorry to disappoint you, it doesn't matter if a tax-free saving account in the other country, still you will have to suffer the 34 euros lump sum one-off once a year for the wealth tax, if the balance is more than 5,000, of course. Stocks and shares accounts. Well, in this case, it sounds like you have some investments account. If so, you have to pay the 0.2% on the average balance of those investment accounts. Plus, don't forget about this, you will suffer the 26% alternative tax of flat fee on dividends and capital gains and interest that you may earn from your investments. Saving account, pension account. Where for saving account, the rule is still the same, 34 euros for each bank account with a balance more than 5,000. Pension account, unless we're talking about a government mandatory retirement account, more likely any kind of retirement account, complementary or private account are considered investments. In that case, you will pay the 0.2%. And more in general, what's the best approach? Wow, I love that. Everyone wants to hear the best approach, the best ever. There is no best. It really depends. Can we keep the accounts in the UK, or is it the best to transfer them to Italy? It's not clear to me if we're talking about accounts global, like pension account, investment accounts. But if we're talking about pure bank accounts, it doesn't matter. You will still pay the 34 euros. What changes is the way they charge you. If you own a foreign bank account, you will have to take care about the payment of the 34 euros, 0.20 by the way, but they round up. If you have an Italian bank account with the same balance, okay, in this case, the bank will charge you 8 euros every quarter, so it doesn't matter. What I'm concerned is maybe there is a benefit for you to move the money here in Italy because they're more easy to use, or because doing so you minimize the risk of getting caught by the exchange rate. The following, when will we know what tax incentives will be available in 2024? Well, I love the way you started this question with when we will know what tax incentive. You're not asking if there will be tax incentives, so you're looking positive. Well, we will know by December 31st, I guess. All the things that you may hear so far are just opinions, are just, fortune tellers. They claim they have the magic rule, they claim they have the magic source of information, but actually there is nothing official yet, and I'm sharing this by November 22nd of 2023. What is the best partita IVA option for an expat Airbnb host? Best. Once again, this word, best. Best means that you have several options. What if I told you that there are just a couple of options available? It depends if you're running your business as an individual or a company, but let's assume that you're an individual because you don't name anything related to a company here. As an individual, you can use the beneficio impatriati, or let's say the regular rates, the 23 to 43%, and you can offset all the business-related expenses. Or you can play with the regime forfettario, the flat regime, and you pay the 5 or 15% on the gross. So what really matters is the impact on your expenses in terms of percentages on your gross. And based on that, you will find out if the net amount left on the table is more in the regime impatriati or it's more in the regime forfettario. Besides, don't forget that there are a couple of sunk costs related to the options, because the regime forfettario, the flat regime, is less complicated to manage. So in terms of commercialista fees or tax accounting or bookkeeping, it's way less expensive compared to the regime impatriati. So do the math wisely and keep everything on the budget. How would my American pension be taxed in Italy if I had an elective visa? You can hate me for this, but I have to delete the last 6 words out of your question simply because we don't have the expertise in the law matter. We are not an immigration law firm. However, I can share something about the American pension. American means that it comes from the source is American based. So 99.9% of the cases, your pension will be taxable. And you can deduct more likely all the taxes already paid or withheld by W-2 or 1099 in the United States. However, based on Article 18 and 19 of the agreement, maybe there's a chance for you to get the exemption if you can prove that, for example, you are not a dual citizen, if you can prove that you work for the US government or any division. Just take a look, Article 18 and 19. If you fit some requirements, maybe you're lucky and maybe your pension won't be considered taxable here in Italy. This is a pretty long one. In 2022, I registered in Italy to get my dual US-Italian citizenship. I returned to Italy in January 2023 to be fingerprinted and stay until completed in May. I bought a home in Siena in July 22. I'm a dual citizen, dual resident, but spend more than 180 days in my property in the US. I've recently filed for AIRE. Okay, stop here. AIRE is just a record for all the Italian citizens that are resident abroad. It's a confirmation that you share with the Italian Revenue Service, confirming, it's a self-statement by the way, that the center of your interest is abroad. What taxes will I owe Italy? Well, if you're not a resident anymore, you don't owe taxes anymore to Italy unless you have some Italian source of income, or you have some Italian properties that are considered second properties, so you have to pay the property tax. We want to eventually move there full time. Oh, I love this word, eventually, so who knows. But for many reasons, family, friends, home, we're in the US longer. How should we plan for the future? Well, how? I have no idea, because I have no idea let's say, what kind of income we're talking about, what kind of assets we're talking about in the US. So I'm missing numbers. So I don't know where to start about my explanation about the options available. What can I confirm is that as long as you're listed to AIRE, you have time to plan. If you plan to move by 2024 or 2025, I will do it in the second half of the year. It gives you much more flexibility. This is the best advice I can give you so far. Question on timing and when to file. Well, timing is, as you know, here the calendar year and the fiscal year are the same. So you file your taxes and you pay your taxes by June the following year or by November the following year, regarding the last fiscal year. For US expats, we need to file by June 15th. When do we file in Italy? Well, as I said, by June of the following year. And if you already file your taxes in another country, definitely you can use the credit for all the taxes paid there against the Italian taxes. Can we file prior to the US deadline? It's a good question. I'm not sure about the timing because every year the Italian Revenue likes to give different deadlines, and they give different time options, time windows where you can actually file your taxes. So you're not allowed to file prior. However, I'm pretty sure that you can work on different time zones, different tax file zones, and find the best way to synchronize those tax returns and maximize the tax credit given. Are 401(b) account distributions taxed as income? Wow, this is a straightforward question. Yes or no, black or white? It really depends. If you're talking about a pension retirement account from a US citizen only, generally speaking, is not taxable. What about Roth IRA distributions? Those are generally speaking taxable. I'm a dual citizen. Okay, in this case, you have to forget about everything that I've been sharing with you so far. Everything will be taxable based on Article 18 and 19 of the agreement between Italy and the US. My wife is a US citizen but not Italian. Is there a tax benefit if she does not get dual citizenship? Well, I don't want to say yes or no because I know that citizenship comes with a lot of benefits that are not tax related. So I will leave this choice to you. Let's say that citizenship, dual citizenship, will put everything for sure in the taxable basket. The dual citizenship does not leave anything behind. Maintaining the US citizenship only can give you a chance, even a tiny one, even a small chance, to get some exemption for the retirement accounts in the US. So do your due diligence, take a look. Article 18 and 19 of the tax agreement. Have a pension in Canada. Have deductions at source removed from my pension payment. Okay, so you're receiving the net. If I move to Italy and live off my Canadian pension from Canada, I assume I still have to file a tax return in Canada as my income came from Canada. If yes, then do I have to report the Canadian pension income in Italy? Well, as you know, we are based in Italy and we just manage Italian taxes only. So I'm not in the position to tell you if you have or if you may have to file your taxes in the other country. I don't know. I don't have the answer. That's it. Regarding Italy, yes, more likely you have to put that information in the Italian tax return. But I'm not that sure you have to pay any difference because you're lucky there is an agreement in force between Canada and Italy, so maybe all the taxes paid or withheld in this case in Canada can cover and get on par with the taxes due here in Italy. Who knows? Hope you found this quick session useful enough to learn, the basics of the Italian taxes. And as you can tell, very often I keep on holding my future advice because I need much more details. Taxes are very, very detail based. If you have more questions, please, comment below this video, take a look at our social media, keep an eye on that. And we are offering this opportunity every month just for you. See you in the next video.